What's going on, everybody? Welcome. And if you've watched the 90s Bandit movie reviews here on the channel and you're watching this one, congratulations. This is the fourth and final installment. The first and second ones were filmed competently enough to where they were entertaining. Quality quickly dipped in the third, though, with its running gag that ran throughout, though at least most of the characters had something interesting going on. As much smack as I've talked about these movies, for made-for-TV flicks, they started off pretty strong. Sure, they were constrained by budget, but had they been released 10 years later, I think the public would have accepted them a lot more. There is something about this fourth one, though, that ruins it for me, completely taking me out of it, though I can't quite put my finger at casting. Yeah. It was the casting choice. So Bandit's love interest is played by an actress by the name of Tracy Lords. Now, if you don't know how Tracy Lords got her start in show business, well, I'm not going to tell you. That is because YouTube will probably take down my channel due to the subject matter. And these videos are hard enough to keep up on the channel with Universal breathing down my neck. So I'll give you a minute to Google who Tracy Lords is for yourself. Yeah, so that's a thing. I really don't know what I find more creepy. How she got her start in show business, or the fact that Hollywood being Hollywood was like, hey, thanks for the underage memories, here's some acting work for the next decade. Her controversy was that of urban myth. Like, I even remember my parents talking about it. So to be cast in the Bandit TV series that presented itself as wholesome and less morally ambiguous than the originals is, well, puzzling. Hell, it's downright bizarre. The rest of the cast is rounded out by the two Bryans, reprising their roles as Bandit and Lynn, and Brian Bloom's brother, Scott Bloom, as Troublemaking Martin. So the story beats go like this. Bandit's con-man but lovable uncle dies and leaves the Tracy Lords character an operating carnival and a reading of the will that Bandit is present for. In no time at all, various bad guys show up and try to extort Lords for money when Bandit steps in and takes charge of the carnival. There is a loan shark and his thugs, a crooked sheriff, and a disgruntled ex-employee, all making life rough for our main characters. Eventually, the carnival is forced to pack up and try to escape town, resulting in what is the poorest shot, boring, and unbelievable getaway fit for low-budget films. Seriously, this fourth movie is all over the place. For starters, Lords is hell-bent that all the employees of the carnival are her family.
I don't have friends. I got family.
And then allows Bandit to fire the most important guy, the maintenance guy, with Bandit only being in charge of the operation for less than a day with no argument. That maintenance guy puts a little explosive charge in the rear wheel well of Bandit's stealth, and when it explodes, it doesn't do anything but crack open a brake line, leaving Bandit with no stopping power, which culminates in probably the best jump the stealth makes in the entire movie series. So not only does this little explosive not immediately catch all the brake fluid on fire, but the best, most heroic jump that the car makes ever is while it's out of control and not doing something heroic like chasing down a bad guy or doing something noble. Most of the chase scenes are filmed well enough, though they all culminate in this cartoon-like, nonsensical, almost borderline slapstick endings. If the car chase scenes in the first two harken back to the more realistic driving scenes of the original '77 movie, these scenes devolve into fake-looking spectacles more reminiscent of Smokey and the Bandit 3.
Hey, look out!
The bad acting in this one is on par with the rest of the series. The police are played as over-the-top bungling idiots. There's Bloom's aw shucks charm, and as much as I hate to admit it, Tracy Lords actually makes her character kind of likable and more believable than Kathy Ireland did in the previous installment, which isn't saying much. If the series jumped the shark, as I suggested in the previous review, this one is the snooze fest that this shark killed and ate. What's really disappointing is that even with the varying quality of this series, they always had the reprieve of rad era car spotting. Not so much in Bandit Silver Angel, as it's super skimp on showing many other cars from the time, robbing us car guys of even that joy. In the end, watching Bandit Silver Angel is a lot like watching a turd circle the commode before it's flushed. Sure, it may have started off as a decent enough meal with the first two, but now it's just a piece of shit that nobody wants to look at. It's really hard to believe that this was the last car chase movie Hal Needham ever gave us, even after the original Bandit movies, Hooper, hell, even Rad. This was the last car chase movie that this legend put out. As a Hal Needham fan, I still find these movies really fascinating. On one hand, they're a bit ahead of their time. 1977 Smokey and the Bandit was a huge hit, and now an older, more seasoned director that created the original goes back for a retelling of the character that put him on the map with a reboot. I'm sure that I'm not the only one to see the irony in that compared to modern Hollywood and its ocean of reboots, retellings, sequels, and prequels. It's good to see Lord Farquaad still getting work. On the other side of the same coin, audiences were beginning to pull away from the action genre, especially in made-for-TV movies, due to the simple plots and two-dimensional character development, making the Bandit movies one of the first of a dying breed. It's fascinating to watch Brian Bloom's superior acting in these hold up such an immense weight of these movies, with him making such a likable character, only for fans of the original to shun the flicks because he wasn't Burt Reynolds. It's fascinating that the car chase scenes were filmed competently enough to be entertaining in an era where car chase scenes kinda died out. I could easily make a 30-minute review on each of these, getting way in and tearing it up from the inside like I would a frog. But while I included a few spoilers and touch on some plot points, I've kept these reviews short to leave some meat on the bone for you, my viewers, should you want to go watch and possibly even enjoy them for what they are. Much like the original being a perfect snapshot of CB radio of the time, the filming style, fashion, and the cars in these are all a great snapshot of the early 1990s. As I've mentioned before, at the time of making these videos, the 4 Bandit movies are not available on any streaming sites, and are only available on the Smokey and the Bandit 7-movie Outlaw Collection DVD set that you can virtually pick up for less than $10 on eBay. What do you guys think of these movies? Which one's your favorite? Hell, which one's your least favorite? What car chase movie should I do next? Tell me in the comment section down below. I love hearing my viewers, and make sure to take part in the poll I'm going to throw up here on the channel for your favorite Bandit movie. There's all 4 reviews of the movies. I thank you for watching, and I thank you for the support, my friends. And should you want to support the channel even further, hey everybody, I just wanted to take a moment to tell you that the first batch of Cruisers t-shirts are now available. Joining the roster of Cruiser stickers available for purchase on eBay, or by messaging me through the Cruisers Discord. Links to the stickers and the brand new Cruiser shirts will be in the description down below should you want to support the channel. I thank you for that support, my friends, and remember, those friends, they're the family you get to choose. I'll see you next week, fellow Cruisers.